Most people can't identify their best skills. Not the skills on their CV, the skills that energize them. You might be great at spreadsheet analysis, but then exhausted when you open Excel every time. Or thrive in sales, but feel tired after you finish your calls. The skills that you're competent at aren't always the skills that get you into flow. That's why I've built a free AI tool to allow us to extract those skills easily. Let's see how it works. So here's the first page. We're just going to go on to start your analysis. And now we have to tell a flow story to extract these skills. So to do this, we have to either type it in, or we can use the voice to text, which I generally prefer. And I'm just going to copy and paste one I made earlier. And I'll talk a bit more about how you can do this specifically, but for now we're just going to press analyze and we're going to go into it. Okay, and what we get is a really nice output of some of our flow skills. So the story we've told is detailed, it explains how we've got into flow, and now we've got these skills that have been extracted from that story. So you can see here two of my favorite skills. The story that I actually told was about searching for holidays and comparing and contrasting different hotel options, planning the itinerary, that sort of thing is something that I love to do. And with that point, I would say use examples from outside of work as well. Don't just focus on work, focus on your personal interests, the things you do in your own time. That's going to be helpful as well. And we've got a bit of a diagram here to break down which domains these skills fit into. And the more stories you tell, the more detailed and reliable this will be as well. So you can tell up to 3 different stories. So I'd recommend using those 3 stories. And then you can see a breakdown here again in domain, and you've got the specific skills there. So here's why we would use a tool like this rather than just writing a list of our skills instead. When you try and list skills, you second guess yourself. You're not actually sure, am I good at problem solving? And you just think, oh, is everyone good at this? This is something that just comes naturally to me. The skills reveal themselves. I wasn't thinking I was doing collaborative discussion. I was just immersed in the thing I was doing. But the AI extracts detailed research, option prioritization, and logical analysis. Skills you'd never put on a list because they just felt obvious or you took them for granted, but they're here. This approach is backed by research. The research suggests that those who use their signature strengths are more likely to feel fulfilled at work and also less likely to burn out as well, which is super important. So the last few days I've been building this very tool. I've been connecting the AI, I've been using systems thinking, I've been using iterative testing skills. All of these skills are skills that I love to use, and I experience flow. I lose track of time when I use them. 10 years ago, I wouldn't have called systems thinking one of my skills. I would have just said I'm good in a team and I communicate well with clients and I'm thoughtful. But these tools that I've created, they extract the skills, not just what looks good on paper. So here's how to get the best results with this. The first tip is to be specific. So not I just organize things, but I coordinated a conference with 200 people, 12 guest speakers. I mapped timelines, the contingencies, try and make it specific. Specificity helps the AI identify the actual skills and not just generic descriptions. Tip 2 is to describe actions, not feelings. So I was analyzing market trends, comparing data sets, identifying patterns, not I felt engaged in what I was doing. The actions reveal the skills. And tip 3 is to use multiple stories. That's so important that we use different examples of times we've been in flow so that we can really start to see the trends that run throughout these stories and extract the skills that are most important to us and allow us to thrive. They might come from a childhood memory, they might come from a project that we took on ourselves, or it might just be a thing we do on the weekend that we get engrossed in. So once you've identified these flow skills, here's what you can do. So you want to look at your current work and try and identify the amount of time you're actually using these skills. If it's underneath 30%, then that's probably why you're feeling drained, even if you're successful in your role. And then you can ask yourself which roles, which industries value these specific skills. Not I'm good with people, but I excel at decision making under high pressure situations. Be specific. That is how you start designing work around your flow skills and not just your competencies. So the link to the free tool is in the description. The more stories you tell, the better the results you'll get. Now you have a better understanding of those flow skills. Now you want to think about where to look for, where you can use those skills, which roles and which industries, and not just what people have told you to look for. So you can do that in the video, it'll be on the screen somewhere next. If you're new here, this is a series on career clarity. You can go back and watch the previous video, which was why you're stuck. If not, you can use this tool as a standalone, it works on its own. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.